Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saving Experts, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. My name is Jess and we do these live streams every single weekday. So if you are new here, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Today we are discussing the Ethereum ETFs and what's happening with them and the future of the price of Ethereum. Ethereum is heating up right now and it's getting exciting, but right now we're seeing a dip. So I want to be talking about that as well today. In terms of the price of Bitcoin, we're down 2% within the last 24 hours to $36,333. I am welcoming this volatility right now. Our analysis on this channel has been perfect for the last couple of weeks. We have retested a level of support that we were discussing in yesterday's stream. I actually traded that yesterday, so I'll talk you through the trade I made. And we are down as well for Ethereum 4.5% as expected to 1,955. We will discuss that today as well, and we will analyze Ethereum versus Bitcoin and see what is going on. Now, first of all, let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin here. What we've got is Bitcoin retested on levels. So I've not changed any of these levels since yesterday's live stream. And you can see we had a level of support and we were looking at this from the levels of resistance that we've had here. And that support was bounced perfectly. If you can take a look at the bodies of this candle, of these candles here, it bounced to the T. That was the perfect bounce there. So I actually traded this. I entered my position at this point here. Yes, the price did go even lower, but I missed that opportunity because I wasn't looking at the chart. So I managed to buy in here, and then I closed the trade before I went to sleep last night because I don't like sleeping on leverage trades. It was a leverage trade, and I have slept on leverage trades many times before. Sometimes you wake up to a nice surprise, and sometimes you wake up to a big shock, and that is just not something I'm interested in doing. So I chose to close that trade, but we've seen Bitcoin move to some sideways action since that period of time. So let's take a look here and see what is happening, what levels of support and resistance we've got here. We are looking at that level of support that is at around $35,750 right now. And we've got the channel that we used to be in here with that level of support still acting strong. We did wick that yesterday, and that is at $35,500 in terms of levels of resistance. We're looking up here at $37,100 there as well. Now, if we zoom out there, because that is on the 1 hour and a half hour time frame, if we take a look at the 1 week, you can see we are currently retesting or being rejected by a major level of resistance here. You can see this entire zone. Let's draw a rectangle from here to around here. Let's get that right. This is a zone of resistance, and that is between the $37,400 to $38,200 level. Now, if we manage to break up above that, we've got some exciting price action coming for Bitcoin. But until we do have that strong level of resistance that we need to be wary about. Somebody is hitting the like button a lot. Thank you very much. If you are, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. I have here my CSE merch store cup. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the Crypto Saving Expert merch store. We've got lots of different products, including these thermal cups. If it's going to load, there we go. Bitcoin logo on one side and CSE logo on the other. We've got loads of other stuff like this. We've got mugs, we've got pens, we've got coasters, we have got wax melts. I'll show you these here. Bitcoin wax melts, as I said in yesterday's stream. These got so much detailing on them, and they're actually made in-house at Crypto Saving Expert. And I get the scent Chad, but you can choose your scent at checkout. I love the scent of Chad. It's in my air freshener in my car that I've also got from the CSE merch store. It's on my wax melts, and it's the scent of the candles I choose there as well. So make sure to check them out if you haven't already. Thank you very much to everybody who is tuning in today and commenting in the live chat. It's very nice to see people engaging in the streams. Let's see what's going on here. So this is the level of resistance that we're looking at. We will analyze Bitcoin again at the end of today's stream, so make sure to stay tuned and we'll go into a little bit more detail. But today I want to be talking about Ethereum first of all. So Ethereum has broken to the upside here, and we are seeing if it's going to retest this level. So what's happened here is Ethereum was in a descending channel on the 4-hour chart since back in March 2023. Now we managed to break up above that in November, and we are now seeing if we are going to get a retest of that previous level of resistance. What would be really good here is if we get a retest and we get to see us use that previous level of resistance as a support. If we get that, that's like a perfect trade to make. But we need to make sure that it is going to use this as a support and it's not going to fall all the way through it, similar to how Bitcoin has acted within the last couple of days. Now, Ethereum had really bullish news yesterday, but you can tell the price isn't really corresponding with that. So what's happened here, I think, is off the back of the spot Bitcoin ETF applications, there's a huge amount of excitement. Off the anticipation of spot Ethereum ETF application from Blackrock, there was a huge amount of excitement. But now that excitement's over, yes, they actually did file yesterday officially, but we kind of knew that was all going to happen, so we had a little bit of a pump, but not too much to see there. In fact, let's zoom in. That was this pump here. You can see there wasn't too much to look at. But if we zoom out now, you can see on the daily chart, we're probably better, that we are looking like we are moving to the downside. If we do use this level as a support, then that could be really bullish there. We are looking at $1,905. Obviously, nothing is financial advice. It may break this support, but I'm hoping that it does not. If we take a look at Ethereum BTC here, you can see that Ethereum is currently underperforming compared to Bitcoin. This is a chart that's really important and definitely something worth looking at. In fact, let's pull those lines back and see what's happening here. So we had a level we had a kind of a descending wedge, I would say that is, and we were using this level as a support multiple times. We've now had rejection from that, and we're looking like we are moving to the downside once again. So Ethereum is being outperformed by Bitcoin here. If we take a look at some of the major altcoins, we are seeing some pullbacks right now. So if we go to Link, for example, this has had a huge rally. It is now moving to the downside slightly. So on the daily chart, you can see all of these lines keep coming up, but we're looking at this level of resistance that was across here. Link was under this price point, this resistance, for 530 days. It then managed to see a 100% rally, which is incredible for Link, but now we are seeing a little bit of a pullback, so it's down about 20% from that high of the year. We are keeping an eye on this. We're seeing this across the board, really, for altcoins, pullbacks left, right, and center. Now, the question is this a buy the dip opportunity, or is this a long pullback? Now that's the question on everyone's lips. If we take a look at the biggest gainers or losers here, you can see that BitDAO is the biggest gainer of the day, up almost 10%, and then up between 4 and 5%, we've got Doge, NEAR, and Monero. In terms of biggest losers, we've got FTT, which is FTX's token, down 18%, Lido down at almost 11%, we've got Say and Solana down almost around 10% there as well. So we are seeing fluctuations in the markets. Let's take a look at Solana, because people are looking at Solana right now and getting hugely bullish. But let's take a look at this. Solana is trading at $57. Yes, it has a major level of support, and I think that runs across here. Let's see if we can get this correct. What I want to be looking at here is, let's go into the weekly chart. I think that might be better. Let's take a look at this. So you can see it's had a level of resistance, and that has ran across there. Now, on the weekly chart, that has broken out massively. So you can see that there. We were using this level as resistance. It broke to the upside at $24. It has increased massively to $57, 100% there as well. But on the daily chart, you can see we are having a little bit of a pullback, or on the 4-hour chart, that was probably better. You can see Solana has pulled back around 15% at this point in time. And we are seeing this across the board in many of the major altcoins. If we take a look at DOT, let's see what's going on here. DOT has, let's go on to the daily chart. Let's move this all out here. So these are really old lines, but they are still very much relevant. We had a downtrend here, and we were looking at the levels of the lower lows and the lower highs to see if they were going to act as a level of resistance. That lower high there has been acting as a resistance and has tracked us below $5.70, and it is acting as a level of resistance again. If we take a look at the recent pump, DOT is up. It was up around 65%. We're now looking at about 40%, because in the last couple of days it has depreciated by around 10% there as well. Now let me know in the chat if there are any altcoins you want me to take a look at. Let's take a look though at today's cryptocurrency news and see what's going on. Before we continue, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. We've got 20 people watching right now and only 10 likes. Let's try and get to 20 likes by the end of today's stream. What we've got here is Blackrock names Coinbase as custodian for their spot Ethereum ETF. They've also named Coinbase for the custodian as for their spot Bitcoin ETF. So this is similar news to what was happening there. You can see that the S1 form is used by companies looking to register their securities with the SEC. Essentially what this means is Coinbase will be the custodian. They will hold on to the Ethereum on behalf of BlackRock. Now you can see here Ethereum has reacted well to the news, surging 1.5% within 15 minutes of the news being released. Ethereum has often been in Bitcoin shadow this year, posting a gain of 72% year to date, significantly below the more than 120% gain Bitcoin has shown in the same period. But despite this, Ethereum is starting to see a potential reversal there. So I want to be talking about that specifically with the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. As always, I say do not just take a look at the altcoin charts, take a look at their value compared to Bitcoin. If they're increasing in dollar value but not in Bitcoin value, is it worthwhile moving your Bitcoin over into a different altcoin with higher risk? That's the question that we need to ask here. Let's take a look at what's going on here. So Ethereum Bitcoin is moving to the downside here. Bitcoin is yet again outperforming Ethereum. It has been doing for the last year or so. This is typical for this stage in the market. If we go to BTC US dollar on this chart here, and we pull in the indicator Bitcoin halving, you can see on the Bitcoin halving events here that we have the Bitcoin halving events, and on the weekly chart, this is the state of the market. So the Bitcoin halving, prior to the Bitcoin halving, we tend to see a move to the upside. Then we have the Bitcoin halving, which tends to be kind of a bearish period for a couple of weeks. And then after the halving has sunk in, that's when we typically see the rally to the upside. We've seen that over and over again. Now, if we take a look at Ethereum BTC, you can see before the Bitcoin halvings, typically Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum. Typically, these charts are moving to the upside. And then we see the Bitcoin halving, and this starts to change. So this is what we're looking at here. When Ethereum moves to the upside, when this chart moves to the upside, Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. And when it moves to the downside, Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum. What we can see here is we are expecting to have Ethereum start to outperform Bitcoin after that Bitcoin halving. That's typical there that we do see after a couple of months that shoot to the upside. After a couple of months that shoot to the upside. And we do have that Bitcoin halving occurring in April 2024. So it's not that far away. And I'm looking at previous cycles like a hawk to see what was happening there and what we can predict this cycle to make sure we can reap the most rewards from this cycle. Let's take a look at the next article here. We're still talking about Ethereum, and Ethereum supply shock is coming according to this author. Let's take a look at this article today. So what we've got here is a combination of factors. Let's check that right. There we go. The combined factors of total Ethereum staked and exchange outflows paint a bullish outlook. So Ethereum is lagging behind Bitcoin in 2023, with the ETH BTC pairing down 23% since the start of this year. We've just explained that clearly. Bitcoin is up over 120%. Ethereum is not up 100% yet. Out of the two assets, Bitcoin has been the one to take the bull by the horns due to the anticipation and catalyst of the looming spot ETF. However, factors behind the wall of price action allude to Ethereum embarking on a fierce rally in the near future. So let's take a look at these factors and as to why Ethereum could be moving to the upside this year. Before we do, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. The amount of Ethereum staked has actually increased by nearly 4 times since the start of 2022. Now that is brilliant news for Ethereum. People that have staked their Ethereum are not looking to sell immediately. When you stake, you are looking to earn interest on your Ethereum, and you are saying that, look, I don't need easy access to my Ethereum. I don't want it to be liquid. I can leave it there and then I can wait for it to be unlocked if the time comes around. But these are long-term holders here looking to earn interest. We can see here as the amount of Ethereum staked continues to rise, the price has done nothing of note on a high time frame. Since May 2022, the prices range between 1 and 2,000, while Bitcoin has erased all the losses subject to a Terra Luna ecosystem collapse. Ethereum has yet to do so. In this circumstance, Ethereum would rally towards $2,500 if it was to play catch up to Bitcoin. In addition to the amount of staked Ethereum, exchange balances continue to diminish as Ethereum is withdrawn from exchanges to self-custody wallets or staked on chain. So people are withdrawing their Ethereum. This means they're not just trading it, they're not looking to hold it for the short term, they're looking to hold it for the long term. And we've seen Blackrock file for a spot Ethereum ETF. Now, From my perspective, the reason as to why my Ethereum bag is not as big as I would like right now is because I'm anticipating the spot Bitcoin ETF approval. Now, it's not certain that it's going to be approved, but I think it is highly likely. And with that, I want to reap the most rewards from being in before that spot Bitcoin ETF application acceptance. Now, if my funds are in Ethereum, I think at that point in time, this is obviously nothing as financial advice, this is just all my own opinion. If a spot Bitcoin ETF gets accepted, Bitcoin is going to move and Ethereum is going to lag. Now, I think that I just think that's what's going to happen. So I want to be positioned in Bitcoin nicely because I think the chances of this are pretty high. They're not definite, but they are pretty high. And when that happens, then I think we'll see that shift into Ethereum because people will then want to start to see the same rewards from Ethereum's ETF application from Blackrock. So that's the kind of shift that I'm expecting to see. Let's take a look at the next article here, though, and see what else is going on. Could the crypto ecosystem be worth $25 trillion by 2030? Well, Cathie Woods seems to think so here. So what we've got is, let's see there, the ARK and their CEO likened the emergence of cryptocurrencies to the inception of the internet in the 90s. She has said Ethereum and Bitcoin is going to lead the way, and we could reach a market cap for the entire cryptocurrency industry of $25 trillion in 2030 as this new world builds up. Now, that would be absolutely brilliant now. We did touch on this article yesterday, but I want to highlight the importance of this and the bullishness of this, despite Ethereum and Bitcoin having a little bit of a pullback within the last couple of hours. Let's take a look at Bitcoin once again. It looks like it's on the move here. It's been choppy for the last couple of days, and I have very much enjoyed that. And I enjoy swing trading more than breakout trading, but we can see that we are kind of within this range. And if I were to draw these lines again, I would say this line is definitely important. Let's pull this up. We've got a level of resistance now on the 1 hour chart. Let's pull the 4 hours up instead. That's a bit easier. You can see we have a level of resistance at that point there. And that is not just from now, that is from on the weekly chart back in the previous bull market. And we also have a level of support that is holding strong here and getting more and stronger at that current price level of $35,520. We had an immediate bounce from it yesterday, and we only wicked it yesterday because the buying power here is strong, and we did see that strong buying power increase after touching it again the day before. So you can see the importance of that level of support, and I think we are continuing within this range now. We do have a level to be watching out for, which is here. You can see that is currently acting as a slight level of resistance, but that's kind of on the smaller time frames, used as a level of support here, and currently being used as a level of resistance. I would say that's a pretty weak level, but I'm taking that into account if I do choose to enter another trade today. What you can see here, though, is a ascending triangle. Now, with an ascending triangle, there's a higher probability that we are breaking to the upside than to the downside, because what you can see here is the bulls are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. What's happening here is the sellers here, the bears, are getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So hopefully we do see a break to the upside there. That would be very, very positive. Let's take a look at what else is going on in the crypto news here. We have the Philippines to sell tokenized treasury bonds. We've got Kyle Davis, who is the 3 Arrows Capital co-founder, this is a company that fell during 2022. He is hiding out and laying low in Bali while on the run, according to this report. If you are interested in 3 Arrows Capital, I'll drop the link to this in today's live chat. Let's see what else is going on here. Tether to pour $500 million into Bitcoin mining in the next 6 months. The issuer of USDT plans to build Bitcoin mining facilities in 3 countries with an end goal of running at least 1% of the Bitcoin network. Now, this is definitely positive. The more Bitcoin miners we have, the more secure the network becomes. We definitely want to see this, and I think Bitcoin mining is a very interesting industry to be looking at right now. We are seeing changes. During a bear market, Bitcoin mining companies are on the cusp of failure a lot of the time. Not all of them, but it's very hard to survive as a Bitcoin mining company in a bear market because the price of Bitcoin is depreciating, the cost of your hardware and your electricity and running those fans is the exact same. So it means that it's very difficult to continue as a company at that point in time. But when the Bitcoin bull market soars and Bitcoin increases in price, what we see is huge amounts of profits for these companies. So right now isn't too bad of a time to get into the space there. Let's see what's going on here. Wisdom Tree files S1 prospectus for spot Bitcoin ETF. So Wisdom Tree is the latest applicant to file for a spot Bitcoin ETF with the SEC. We've also got Coinbase Commerce to incorporate on-chain payments. So Coinbase Commerce is set to introduce on-chain crypto payments into its services. We've got US crypto lobbying to surpass 2022, sending in early Q4. And we have finally Strike announces buy Bitcoin globally and an on and off ramp. So let's take a look at this. Strike has introduced its latest endeavor to bring on and off ramps to countries outside of the US. Now this is brilliant. We want to see more and more on and off ramps. It's really important to increase the accessibility of cryptocurrency from different companies so we can continue to see adoption of the space. Now, we've got 20 viewers on today's stream, but we've only got 16 likes. So if you are new here, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. What else have we got? Let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin here quickly. Let me know what you think as well. I've kind of changed the layout for the streams here. So we used to run through and read through every single article. And I think every single article is important, but I think sometimes the articles don't need me to read through them. I think sometimes the headings are enough. So we've kind of shifted to reading the headings of some articles and going full depth in other articles instead of kind of going mid-depth on all of the articles. But let me know what you think. Let me know if this is better or worse, if you'd rather me read through every article and give my opinion on every article rather than just going in depth in a few articles. Let me know in the chat what you think. Let's take a look at what's going on with the price of Bitcoin here anyway. I've kind of dipped in and out of this throughout today's stream, so let's take a look at this. We have Bitcoin currently trading at, let's take a look at that, $35,550 is the level of support. It's currently trading at $36,400 and the level of resistance at $38,000. Black Sales says hair is better. What does that mean? Let's take a look at what else is on. Let's take a look at the weekly chart because I want to pull up those levels of resistances once again. We can see here we have a zone of resistance. Let's draw this rectangle up. We are looking at the previous levels of support and resistance in the previous cycle. You can see this was used as a level of resistance back in December 2020, as a resistance back in June 21, and as a level of support throughout January and February and March 2022. So this is an important zone here. We are currently within this zone as a more a thinner zone to be watching out for. I'm looking specifically at the, let's get this right, the $37,670 level, and this one here at $39,150. I think if we can break through that, we've got a nice run here. We've got a really nice run here, and we're looking at $43,000. This has been used as a level of support, resistance, and then a resistance there as well. So I think these are all crucial levels to be watching out for that are highlighted on the left here in yellow. I wonder if you can see them. Let me know. Let's see if we can see them. You can see them there very clearly. There you go. So that's what we're looking at. In fact, let's zoom in so you can see them better. Those are the zones on the weekly chart to be aware of, in my opinion, and we're currently within this range here, this ascending triangle on the 4-hour chart. So I'm keeping a close eye on that. Yesterday I did enter a trade. I am now out of that trade because I don't like to leverage trade overnight. But maybe if we do see a little bit of a pullback, I will re-enter at some point today. But I don't think we'll be so lucky. It's an interesting point now. Either way, I don't need to be in a trade all the time because I like to accumulate Bitcoin as much as possible at any possible dip. So I don't really get FOMO in the markets right now. I'm pretty happy with my positions, whatever way the markets go. If they go down, then fine. I will try and make a trade. If they go up, then brilliant, because my portfolio is up. It really is that simple. And that is the kind of, that's the benefit of being here throughout a bear market. You can position yourself comfortably. If you're not in the bear market and you try and get in the bull market, it can be really difficult and you get so much FOMO. So if you have been around this whole bear market, congratulations for sticking here. If you have only just joined, well done for joining now, getting in before the crowds that I believe could be entering during the Bitcoin halving and after the Bitcoin halving and when the FOMO of the bull market kicks in again. But well done for getting in now. Hopefully things do start to move to the upside and you can start to reap some rewards. But that is all we have for today's video. So thank you very much for tuning in. As always, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. And we will be back, not tomorrow, it's Friday actually. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin CME chart quickly. BTC, one exclamation mark. What we need to see here is what's going to happen over the weekend. Now on the daily chart here, you can see we've got a current candle that is between $36,055 to $36,800. Now, the CME chart is the chart from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the world's largest derivatives exchange. It's operational every Monday to Friday, and when it's not over the weekend, it leaves a gap in the markets, as you can see here. Now, that gap acts like a magnet for the Bitcoin price. We've got a gap currently sat down at $20,385. Do you think that's going to be closing this cycle? I think that would be difficult. I think the decline of a spot Bitcoin ETF would be the only reason that we go that low. But who knows? Other things could happen. A black swan event could occur. If we're taking a look at what's happening now, that's the main CME gap we've got here. We need to keep an eye on what happens here, because we may see a new CME gap open tonight, and if we do, we need to be aware of that on Monday, because it's pretty probable that if we do have a gap, we will close it at the early stages of next week. So we will be discussing that on Monday if we have one, or if we don't, I'll make that very clear and we'll discuss that. So make sure to stay tuned and come back on Monday to see what's going on there. But that's all we have for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all back here on Monday. Goodbye, and I hope you all have a lovely weekend.